People go on gear for all kinds of reasons. Some have serious goals that require it, and after earnestly weighing the pros and cons, they make the decision to hop on. Even with serious goals, I think it is tough to make a decision like that when a lot of the downsides are going to present themselves years or decades down the road. You see someone like Greg Doucette, who was an elite natural bodybuilder, took gear in his mid 30s and accomplished everything he set out to in bodybuilding and powerlifting, IFBB Pro, world record, stuff like that. And even after all that success in his late 40s, he says he wished he stayed natural. And I don't even think he's had major health issues or anything. I think he just doesn't think it was worth it. But when people go on for these kinds of reasons, I don't really judge them. It's not an inherently stupid decision just because there are potential downsides. I just hope they don't end up regretting it. And I think it's impossible to know how you're going to feel about a decision like that in 5, 10, or 20 years. You're basically just gambling at that point. But anyways, then you have the other motivations for hopping on, which in my view all at best lead nowhere. Insecurities are going to play a major role in many scenarios. This is obvious on social media. Instagram is awful. You can get body dysmorphia after a 10-second scroll with all the heavily edited photos, crazy lighting, and enhanced physiques. Everyone's telling everyone else they don't look like they lift. It really is awful out there. But if you look at the vast majority of people who take PEDs for the gym, it really is just unserious lifters wanting quick results. And that was the case with the individuals I'm referring to in the title. For people that at one point in my life I interacted with on a daily basis, all decided to hop on the juice in their early 20s, and it got them absolutely nowhere, and none of them even lift anymore. All were relatively new to lifting, and they went on and didn't really know anything about training or diet yet. And that's just the reality of what PED use in the gym looks like in most cases. Guys who haven't even made much natural progress, have no clue what they're doing, and don't even actually like lifting yet, hopping on as a shortcut. I think all serious lifters, natural and enhanced, can come together and acknowledge that it's a stupid decision to make in that scenario. I mean, at least actually know what you're doing and have a passion for lifting if you're going to do something like that. From a health perspective, you might argue that it's actually good these guys quit the gym because had they dialed in and learned to train and diet, maybe those results would have been addicting and they may still be on PEDs or perhaps even pushing the envelope further with more compounds. I guess the best case scenario would be continuing to train while ditching the drugs, but I think this is a tough transition for a lot of people to make and might explain why a lot of people end up just quitting the gym entirely. For most people, you're going to fast forward a couple of years and it'll be pretty clear that it wasn't worth it. For one reason or another, it's going to be unsustainable. Circling back to Greg Doucette, I mean, if a guy who truly did have a passion for lifting and accomplished all he did regrets taking steroids, what does that mean for the average person on the sauce? Worst case scenario is you regret doing it, whether you got anywhere or not with it. Best case scenario is you got where you wanted to go and you don't regret it, but think of what a microscopic percentage of gear users that demographic would represent. It would be tiny. Then you have people who don't necessarily regret the decision, but really have nothing to show for it. And in that case, you have to ask, what was the point in the first place? So that was all I had to say. Check out my training resources playlist. I have files you can use to plan out and track all your training sessions, record all your PRs, and keep track of your bulks and cuts. I'll have more training related videos like that coming out soon. Have a good day.